Okay, so let's talk chest openers for a minute. So I think I've been doing a lot of kind of chest openers in my practice at home because it feels good to kind of lift up. And for me, this almost, I feel like, invokes confidence, right? That we're sitting tall, exposing our heart. And so when I get stressed or nervous, I have that tendency to round forward. So we'll play around with a little bit of opening up here at the start of our class. So here are some options, guys. You could take your yoga mat and roll it up. And then you're gonna lay that on the ground and we'll lay on top of the yoga mat. If you have a blanket, you could do that and just roll it up like a burrito. If you have books, Hardy Boys books, blocks, whatever, you could use that as well. So I'm going to turn around and kind of show you what we're doing. We're going to take a little back bend. So you could take your blocks and just bring it right in between the shoulder blades. So when we lie down, or like I said, books, the heart is lifted here. My head is resting on the earth and I'm getting that opening at the chest. You could stretch your legs out long. A pillow would also work just as a means to lift the heart. And let's just start to settle in. So I'm gonna use this yoga mat here. So the yoga mat is running with the length of my spine. And this one's gonna be a really subtle opening. So we got this opening at the heart. If it feels okay to take your arms by your sides, go ahead and do that and just flip your palms up towards the ceiling. If you are feeling incredibly overwhelmed this morning, maybe it's been a whirlwind of a morning already and you feel like you need this time to ground, flip your palms down towards the earth in that gesture of receiving. And then just see what feels good to you as far as the legs are concerned. If you have none of these items at your house, that's okay too. You can lay flat on your back, but start to just work those shoulder blades towards one another so that we're providing that lift at your heart. And let's just start to breathe together, guys. I don't know about you, but I can remember being upset as a child and my mom saying, take a deep breath, slow down, right? There is beauty to be received in just breathing deeply. So let's do a couple collective breaths together. I want you to take an inhale through your nostrils. Hold it at the top. And then slowly sigh it out the mouth, let it go. And let's do 2 more rounds. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Let it go. Last one, deepest breath yet. Take an inhale. Hold it. And let it go. And just start to notice that gentle rhythm of your breath. If it's helpful to cultivate that Ujjayi pranayama, that victorious ocean breath that we utilize in yoga, you can welcome that in. If you're not quite sure what I'm talking about, but you want to start to practice the breath, let your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth, right where the hard and the soft palate meet. And you'll begin to just inhale and exhale through the nostrils. So as the tongue presses to the roof of the mouth, it starts to pull that breath into the base of the throat. It's almost like a vibration or a huh sound or ocean sound. And let's just take a minute to loosen our grip from our day and to just breathe. Easier said than done, right? So as we hold some of these postures, the body starts to soften a little bit more. You always think like a fist, right? And the fist can start to just loosen up just a little bit, soften around whatever support you have, soften into that breath. And just begin to utilize this time as a time to nourish your soul and to take care of yourself. And we're going to take about 5 more breaths here. When you're ready, you can take your time. Let's just bring our hands onto our heart and just set that intention that you're going to use this time as an opportunity to really fill up your cup. Oftentimes, especially for us women, we are in this role of a caregiver day in and day out, but I feel like it's especially heightened at this moment in time. Caring for our friends, maybe our children, our spouses, or significant others. And it's important for us to keep that flame lit for ourselves. If there's any other intention you'd like to bring into your practice this morning, go ahead and welcome that in. And when you're ready, we'll just begin to roll onto our right side. So we're coming off of our prop. You can move it off to the side. And let's come onto our back for a moment. So in this class, we've been coupling movement with stillness. So go ahead and bend your knees. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your hands to your kneecaps and just start to draw some circles on the ceiling with your knees. Circles can be small or large. You can move fast or slow. And I want you to feel the freedom of closing your eyes throughout this practice and just really tapping into what your body is telling you that it needs. So maybe as you start to move, perhaps you feel like you want to introduce different movements. Maybe you decide that you just want to lay on your back for an hour, and that is totally fine as well. And you can take that movement into both directions. And then let's drop the feet to the earth. We're just going to synchronize some movement with a moving bridge. So your knees are going to be stacked over top of your ankles. Your arms are going to be by your sides. The back of my head and the back of my shoulders are grounding down into the earth. So as I inhale, I'm beginning to pull my navel in towards my spine, and I'm lifting my hips up towards the sun, rolling the weight onto the shoulders. And then as I exhale, I'm slowly lowering back down to the earth. And we're just going to move through that a few times. So as you inhale, slowly lifting up. If you want to add the element of the arm, lift the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, like a slow wave crashing towards the shore, we'll just lower down. So follow your own rhythm, your own breath. And some days we want to flow. And some days we want to be still, right? So tap into whatever is being called to you right now. We'll take about 5 more rounds. Beautiful, guys. When you're ready, slowly lower down to the earth. Let your tailbone kiss the mat. Heel toe your feet to the edges of the mat and just let your knees knock in for a moment. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. And then from here, extend your right arm long and parallel with your ear. And we're going to roll onto our right side. So you can rest your head down on that right arm. You could, if you have that blanket, if you'd like, you could drape a blanket over your arm for a little bit more support. We're going to stack the knees one on top of one another. The hips are stacking, left on top of the right. We're going to keep the feet together, and as you inhale, you're just going to lift your left knee up towards the front, and as you exhale, just lower right down. Again, just a little bit of gentle movement here. Try not to rock and roll, but just to stay really steady. So that just might mean that we're not lifting that left leg quite as high. Beautiful. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice, guys. Draw your left knee in towards your chest, and then kick your left foot forward. Take it down towards the earth. Water bottle in the way, and just start to move through a little bicycle action here in that left leg. Again, can the rest of your body stay completely still as we just work into that left leg for a little bit? Inhaling as your knee draws in, exhale as you circle through. We got 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, guys. We're going to rest here now for a little bit on our left side in a fetal posture. So, option to bring the legs a little bit closer up if you like. If you have a pillow and you want to bring your pillow in between the legs, that's a beautiful option. I'm going to stick a yoga block in between my legs. And if it feels okay to close your eyes, close your eyes. And just rest for a little bit. We'll stay here for about 2 minutes in this sideline posture. And here I'd like to offer another breath to practice as we lie here on our right side. We're going to inhale and see if we can exhale a little bit longer than our inhale. So, for example, we might be inhaling for a count of 3 and exhaling out for a count of 6, whatever works for your body. So let's do one together. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can work with whatever count works for you. If this isn't appealing to you at the moment, just let it go. We have about 1 more minute here, so about 10 more breaths. Nothing to do but be right here. Relax your face, part the teeth, and come home to your breath. Take a deep breath in and sigh it out the mouth. Let it go. So from here, lengthen your right arm long and out of your shoulder now. So again, you can keep that blanket underneath the head, or the head can rest on the earth. I got this earpiece microphone in, so I'm going to keep my head resting on a blanket. You might remove any props that are in between the legs. We're going to take our left palm on top of the right. And then as you inhale, I want you to just start to drag your fingertips overhead, opening up through the chest and the shoulders. You might stretch that left arm all the way towards that left side. And then we'll slowly, like we're closing a book, we're going to reach that left arm up towards the sun and bring the palms to meet. So we'll just flow through that a couple times. Inhale, reaching the arm overhead, opening up through the chest. And then exhale, left palm can meet the right. Couple more rounds. Let's do 2 more. Beautiful, guys. When you're ready, you'll just roll onto your back. And we're going to take this all on the opposite side. So you can come to lie on that left side. I'm just switching sides of the mat so you can see the front half of me. So you can rest that left arm long now and parallel with the ear. We'll stack the legs together. Hips are stacking one on top of the other. Your hands could be to the earth or to your hip, whatever feels best to you. Keep the feet together, and as you inhale, just start to lift that left leg up and lower it down. Good. For 5, 4. See if you can really hone into where you feel this in your body. 3. What muscles are working? 2. And 1. Nice, guys. Can lower that right leg down, and then inhale, draw the right knee in towards the chest. Exhale, flex through the foot, kick the leg long, and just find your bicycles on this right leg. It's a beautiful day for a little ride on that beach cruiser, taking the sunshine, perhaps the salt air. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Rebend into the right knee. Maybe place that pillow between the legs. And let's rest here for a few breaths on that left side. So each side is associated with different things. So our left side is considered our yin side, our lunar energy, our feminine energy. And the right side's considered our masculine side, our solar sun energy. And we're just working to restore balance. And just understanding that balance is that combination of all things. Masculine, feminine, light and dark. Ten more breaths. When you're ready, go ahead and stretch that left arm out of the shoulder. Place your right palm on top of the left, and we'll start to circle through the right shoulder a little bit. So as you inhale, right fingertips can drag across the earth as you open up. And then flip that right palm up towards the sun and bring the right palm to meet the left. And let's do that a couple times. Opening up. Last one. Beautiful, guys. So from here, we're going to place that right palm down by the side, and we're going to slowly start to make our way upward. And maybe you bring your feet bottoms to the earth for a moment. Take your palms. You can plant them behind you and just let your legs windshield wiper from side to side. I personally love dropping down to the forearms and just kind of letting this move into the low back. Find what feels good to you. And then when you're ready, we are going to come into a holding posture for the hips. So I want to give you guys several options because everybody's body's a little different. Most basic option to support your knees would be to lie on your back and come into a figure four. So you're crossing your right ankle over the left thigh. You could even lift the leg up and perhaps interlace the hands at the belly of that left thigh or that left shin, keeping that right foot flexed to protect through the knee and the ankle joint. So that's an option one. Option two, we could still create that shape more upright with a deer posture. So right knee and ankle are in line, and again, that right foot is flexed, but I have just the left leg just kind of bent behind me. And you could explore here, maybe folding over the left shin. You could twist a little bit And this might take it a little deeper. For me, in my right hip, this feels a little deeper, where I'm folding over my right leg more over towards the right side. Or final option, and I'm sure there's a gazillion other options, would be to come into pigeon pose. So we'll take that right leg towards the front of the mat, same shape, foot is flexed, and we're sending the left leg to the back of the mat. Top of the foot is going to rest down towards the earth. Now, if you have space underneath that right hip, where the right glute is lifted, bring your blankie or a pillow and just tuck it underneath, and that's going to help square through the hips. And then you can choose whether you want to stay upright or maybe bring the forearms down to the earth. I like to stack fists to support my forehead. And if you're in this full pigeon posture, less intense, just work that heel a little bit closer in towards the groin rather than trying to take that shin parallel with the earth. And once you settle into what's working for you in your body in this present moment, see if we can bring that focus back to our breath. Back to the sensations that we're experiencing. Back to this moment in our practice. So we allow our breath to be the anchor that keeps us here in this present moment. I invite you to just come back any time that you disconnect. We are always practicing, guys, always starting over and beginning again. One of the most beautiful things we are cultivating from this yoga practice is that practice of awareness. So we can start to witness when the thoughts wander. We become aware and we just come back. We start again. We breathe. We have 10 more breaths here.
you're in that pigeon pose or that deer pose, let's bring the palms underneath the shoulders and see if you can slowly rise all the way up. And then let's settle onto that right side, and we're just going to bring that left leg forward. So from here, maybe take a moment to bring your right hand to that right knee and your left hand to the right foot, and just rock for a moment in that right hip a little bit. And you can explore all planes of movement. So maybe it feels good to stretch that right leg long, grabbing the outside of the foot, or I always like kind of cradling my leg and my arms. And then we'll stretch that right leg long to meet the left, and just let the legs bounce for a moment. Can sit on top of a blanket if you like, towards the edge of the blanket, just to kind of help with creating that neutral pelvis. You could remove the flesh away from your sit bone, so you're creating that deep anchor to the earth. Now we're going to be folding forward over the legs. For many of us, especially in the morning, our hamstrings can be a little bit tight. So if your hamstrings feel tight, guys, feel free to bring that rolled blanket or extra yoga mat underneath the legs, like right underneath the knees and the thighs, or just bend your knees if you don't have the props. And you might find that you don't need anything under the legs. We're all going to be a little different, right? So root down through your seat, take an inhale, find that length within the spine, and flex your feet. As you exhale, we're just going to start to tilt the pelvis forward, hinging from our hip creases, walking the hands to whatever feels comfortable for them to hang on to. And then you can start to round in the upper back, let the head be heavy. If you had a block or a pillow that you want to stack on your leg, you could bring that underneath your head. What I want you to do here is give yourself permission to kind of evolve and shift in this posture. So as we first come into it, maybe we're just slightly folding forward, but as we start to really move through the body and soften and relax, maybe we start to fold a little bit more. And this is a good one to check in with the jaw. Relax in your face. See if you can take that beautiful deep breath of yours and breathe into the back of your body, so the back of the ribs. We got a couple more breaths. You're doing wonderful. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Now, can you just begin to stack up one bone at a time, starting from the ground upward, letting the head be the last thing to rise? And then maybe you just plant those palms back behind you, bend the knees, and just let those legs windshield wiper from side to side, or if there's anything else that feels good to you, again, explore. And then let's explore that hip opening on the left side. So again, it might be different. I have arthritis in my left knee, so I'm not going to be doing the full pigeon. Deer pose still feels okay and safe in my left knee. You could come onto your back and take that figure 4. If you're doing the full pigeon pose, you're stretching that right leg all the way to the back of the mat. So either in all options, we want to keep those feet flexed and then just choose if you want to stay upright, if you want to fold forward. You could always bring a pillow out for your torso to rest on if you're doing that forward fold. And each and every shape that we create in our body, in our physical practice, these asanas, we have that opportunity to evolve and to shift and change. We never have to settle and stay in one posture. If you feel inclined to move, please move. Please explore. That's what your practice is all about. It's an exploration or an intimate date with yourself. Might be helpful to open and close the mouth, to relax the jaw. You have 5 more breaths here. When you're ready, bring your palms underneath your shoulders, press into the earth, and start to make your way up. And then we'll just shift into that left side to bring the right leg forward. We're going to bend the knees this time, bring the soles of the feet together, and I'm taking my heels a little bit further away from my groin than I typically would for a vinyasa class. You can, if you have space underneath the legs and you want to bring your books or blankets or pillows underneath the knees for a little bit more support, you're more than welcome. Let's take an inhale, sit up nice and tall, so lengthen through the spine. Shoulders are stacked right over top of the hips. My navel's even kind of moving in towards the spine so that my core is engaged. And as you exhale, let's just go ahead and gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, gaze over that left shoulder. Good. Inhale, come to center, drop your chin towards your chest. And now just start to find a little rotation of the chin towards each shoulder. So it's almost like we're making a crescent moon shape out of the chin, or a smile, whatever you'd like to visualize. And the next time that your right ear comes towards your right shoulder and the chin comes towards the left shoulder, just pause for a moment. See if you can press the back of the head more towards behind you so that we're opening up through that left side of the neck. Stay right here, or maybe take that right hand, wrap it over your head, and let your left ear press up into that right palm so that we're carving out more space on that left side. Notice if the left shoulder is shrugging up. Can we relax it down? So sometimes I even like to take my fingers, pointer fingers and thumbs, and just kind of do a little circular motion along that left side of the neck. You should feel, it should be kind of, sometimes it feels a little bit more thick or tense. And I'm just doing circular motions up and down. You can drop that left hand down, drop your chin towards your chest, and as you exhale, rotate left ear towards left shoulder. You could stay here. You could wrap that left hand around and really press the ear into the palm. You could start to massage that right side of the neck if that feels good to you. Drop that left hand down. Take the chin towards your chest, and as you inhale, let's lift the chin up towards the ceiling and just stretch through the front side of your neck. Take a deep breath in. Open up the mouth, sigh it out. Beautiful. Inhale. Let's come back to center. And now we'll find a little bit of a fold here. So yogi's choice, if it feels better to stay upright, stay upright. If you prefer to hinge from your hip creases, leading the heart forward, start to hinge. So we're carving out length within the low back. And once it feels like there's no more length to be created in that low back, then if you'd like to round in the upper back, bring your head down towards the earth, to your fist, to a pillow, whatever feels good to you. Soften in the neck, the jaw, the face. Maybe we're focusing on that breath again, trying to lengthen the exhale longer than the inhale. We'll take 10 more breaths. Take another breath in and a slow breath out. Take your time slowly rising all the way up. Can move your props off to the side if you have them. Bend into your knees and just let the legs go from side to side. Drop down to the forearms. And then we're going to come all the way onto our backs. And we're going to take a little twist to the right. So several different options, guys. You could keep the feet on the earth and just press into the feet as the knees bend. Take your hips over towards the left and then just drop your legs over towards the right. A little bit more intense might be to start to lift your legs up. So knees over top of hips, ankles in line with the knees. And as you exhale, we're taking the legs over towards the right. Options here, if you'd like. You could bring, if you have that pillow or that blanket, you could bring it in between the legs. You could bring it underneath the legs to bring the earth a little bit higher up. See what's working for you. And then let's stretch that left arm over towards the left side. So then again, we're getting that opening at the chest and the shoulders. Shoulders are grounding down towards the earth. Heart is opening up towards the sun. And you're more than welcome to keep your gaze upward towards the ceiling, or take another little neck stretch. If it feels okay, your cervical spine, you're going to gaze beyond the left shoulder and just breathe. Twists are a beautiful tonic for our spine. They help to detox the body. As we twist, we give our inner organs just a little bit of a hug or a press. Let's take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. You can return your gaze up towards the ceiling. Take your time. If there's props in between the legs, you can remove them out, or to take the legs up towards the sun. And as you exhale, whatever way you're getting into that twist, however you're twisting, take it into the opposite direction. Reset through that right shoulder. And if it feels okay, you're just let your toes smooth sailing from here. So if it feels like to close your eyes for just a moment, those control breath can let your inhale bring the legs to center. Give yourself a big old hug. Rock from side to side. Offer gratitude for yourself. I've been there on days when I think I don't have time to take care of myself. I don't have time to relax. And when we can take out that time, like I said, to fill up our cup, then we are so much better at being present with our loved ones and our friends. We are so much better at serving others. But it's really important for us to carve out that time for ourselves. So I thank you all for doing that and honoring that you are worthy of taking care of yourself. When you're ready, we'll just make our way into our corpse pose. So if it feels okay to extend the legs long, you could extend the legs long. If you want to prop up a blanket underneath the knees or pillow, blocks, if you want to take legs up the wall or cover up, cover up. We let go of all of the control now. So you can let go of your breath. You can let go of the body. Let the eyes roll to the back of the head. And let your breath just flow with grace and ease. Letting every cell, every fiber of your being fill up with this calm, peaceful energy that you created for yourself today. You did the work. You showed up. Now let's just take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Open up the mouth, let it go. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe take a full body stretch. And let's just bring our hands to rest on top of our heart. And we'll close with one of my favorite affirmations. I say it often because I often need the reminders. You can repeat this silently or out loud if you'd like. I am enough. I do enough. I'm exactly where I need to be. And may you all return to these affirmations time and time again when you need that little reminder that you are always enough. And I see you, I honor you, you are doing enough. You are exactly where you need to be. I thank you all so much for the courage to show up here today and to take care of yourself. I humbly bow to you. Namaste.